Have you ever wondered why a simple comment can ruin your mood? Why a fleeting glance or a thoughtless gesture can ignite a fire inside you? And how sometimes you carry that irritation the entire day just because you couldn't control your own mind? We often blame the world around us, a careless word, a clumsy action, or someone's indifferent look. But there's a truth few are willing to accept. The problem isn't what happens to you, it's how you choose to respond. Picture this. A stranger insults you, and it ruins your whole afternoon. But if a 3-year-old says the exact same words, you'll probably just laugh. Why? Because you don't assign the same meaning to it. The difference isn't the words, it's your interpretation of them. So how do you reach a place where nothing can shake your peace? The answer lies in a philosophy that has stood the test of time: Stoicism. It doesn't teach you to suppress emotion or become numb. Instead, it empowers you to master your mind, so nothing can hurt you unless you allow it to. In this video, you'll uncover 10 ways to turn calmness into your greatest weapon, so that no person can shake you and no situation can bring you down. Get ready, because after today, the world may stay the same, but you won't. 1. Dichotomy of control. What's really in your hands? Have you ever felt like the universe is working against you? You're in line for coffee, and the person ahead fumbles endlessly for change. You're in a rush, only to get stuck behind someone crawling in the fast lane. You work tirelessly on a report for days, and your boss barely skims it before tossing out a cold, needs revision. Frustrating, isn't it? But stop and ask yourself, are these things truly disturbing you? Or are you allowing yourself to be disturbed? At the heart of Stoicism lies the dichotomy of control, the idea that the world consists of 2 categories: things we can control and things we cannot. Try this exercise, close your eyes, and recall the things that irritated you this past week. How many were truly within your control? You can't force people to drive better, but you can control your reaction. You can't rush someone at the cashier, but you can choose to breathe instead of fume. You can't alter your boss's mood, but you can decide how you interpret their feedback. There's a famous story of a Stoic. A man came to him complaining that his neighbor was gossiping about him. The Stoic smiled and asked, "Were you forced to listen?" And that's the point. You get to choose what enters your mind. Imagine your mind as a switch. The world, bad news, annoying people, unlucky days, can only affect you if you turn the switch on. You can choose to leave it off. Here's a truth most people avoid. Much of our suffering doesn't come from the world, but from the way we frame it. You drop your phone, objectively, that's just an event. But if you tell yourself, "This is the worst day ever, I'm so clumsy, you've just made it worse," you could have said, "Drop my phone, screen's intact, I'll be more careful next time." If you want to live by the dichotomy of control, start small. The next time something annoys you, pause and ask, "Is this within my control?" If the answer is no, let it go. That doesn't mean passive acceptance. It means not wasting energy on what you can't change. Neighbor blasting music? You can ask them to lower it. If they don't, get noise cancelling headphones instead of seething. Stuck in traffic? It's inevitable, so put on your favorite podcast instead of cursing the road. Someone criticizes you? You can't control their opinion, but you can absolutely control how you take it in. Want to be untouchable by life's little annoyances? Stop letting them take up space in your mind. Try it for just one day, only one day, and see how your experience of life shifts. 2. Amor fati. Love your fate, even when it's painful, When life throws you punches you never saw coming, how do you respond? Maybe you were betrayed, lost a job, or suffered a crushing failure. In moments like these, don't ask, "Why me?" Instead ask, "What is this teaching me?" If someone betrays you, you learn to choose your friends more wisely. If you lose your job, you're given a chance to redefine your direction. If you fail, at the very least, you gain experience. When hardship strikes, say to yourself, "Good. Let's see how I can use this." Accepting fate doesn't mean surrendering. It means reaching a higher kind of freedom. Freedom from unrealistic expectations and freedom from unnecessary complaints. If Amor Fati teaches us to accept reality, the next lesson shows us how to act within it. Self-control. Self-control. Master your emotions. Master your life. Have you ever lost your temper over something tiny? Maybe it was a message left on seen, an annoyed glance from a co-worker, or a stranger bumping into you without apologizing. These small events somehow ruin your whole day, as if someone could control your emotions with a snap of their fingers. But ask yourself, why does someone so irrelevant have such power over your mind? If something this minor sets you off, are you truly in control? Self-control doesn't mean becoming a robot. It means not letting the outside world dictate your inner state. Imagine this. You're driving and someone aggressively honks and cuts you off. You react instantly, speeding up, ready to teach them a lesson. But what happens? You flood your body with stress, your day spirals, and that driver, they've already forgotten you, they've moved on, but you carry the anger for hours. Does that make sense? So how do you build self-control? First, create distance between emotion and reaction. Think of your mind as a phone. When someone provokes you, it's like they're calling. But do you have to pick up? No, let it ring. Let the moment pass. Then ask, is this worth my energy? Most of the time, the answer is no. Second, treat adversity like emotional training. Just like muscles grow under resistance, self-discipline grows through challenge. A rude client, a patience workout, a stubborn colleague, a composure drill. Each time you stay calm, ask, how strong will I become because of this? Here's the paradox. Those with the most self-control are the most free. People think freedom is doing whatever they want. But if your emotions rule you, you're just a puppet of the world. So the question becomes, will you keep letting others decide how you feel, or will you take the wheel? Try it. Just one moment of restraint, one decision to stay calm when anger feels justified. And if you've ever mastered yourself before, share your story. You never know. Your words may help someone else discover a freedom they thought impossible. 4. The highest form of composure and a lesson in mortality, that is the ultimate level of composure. If someone can hold their mindset firm even in the most excruciating moment, are the petty irritations of daily life really worth your rage? You can't control what others say, but you can always control how you respond. And once you truly understand that, no one can shake you. No one can drag you into negativity. You become the master of your own inner world, a fortress unmoved by life's storms. But there's something even more important. Your time is limited. Do you really want to spend it on fleeting anger and meaningless insults? Or will you use it to live a life that truly matters? That's why the next lesson is unforgettable. Memento mori. Remember that you will die. Siti memento mori. Remember you will die. There's one absolute truth in life. You will die. No matter your wealth, strength, or status, no one escapes this reality. But instead of fearing death, what if you could turn it into power? That's the essence of memento mori. A phrase that may seem dark at first, but in truth, it's the ultimate weapon against life's anxiety and distraction. Think about all the times you've been angry over an insult or hurt by criticism. But if, in that exact moment, you reminded yourself, we'll both be gone one day, would the anger still matter? When you confront life's brevity, insults lose their weight. Social pressure becomes meaningless. And this doesn't lead to coldness, it leads to clarity. You begin focusing only on what truly matters. Ancient Romans had a powerful tradition. When a victorious general returned to the city and the crowds cheered wildly, a slave would whisper in his ear, "Respice
Poster hominem te memento mori." Look behind you. Remember you're just a man. Remember you will die.
That single reminder kept him grounded, preventing him from drowning in the illusion of glory. The same applies to us. Whether we succeed or fail, we all return to dust. So why fear judgment? Why cling to things that will soon disappear? But how? Do you actually live memento mori instead of just understanding it? First, view every life event through the lens of death. Someone upsets you. Ask, if I died tomorrow, would this still matter? Hesitating before a big decision? Ask, if
today were my last, what would I do?
This mindset eliminates the unnecessary and focuses your attention on what's truly valuable. Another practice? Confront death directly. Visit a cemetery. Read the tombstones. Feel how status, fame, and conflicts all end the same way. Now imagine your final moment. Will you feel regret or peace? If death is guaranteed, then how you live before it arrives is the only thing that truly matters. Stoicism was never meant to be theoretical. It must be lived. Ask yourself, if today were your
last, would the little things still upset you? Would you let fear stop you?
Or would you finally live with clarity, freedom, and strength? Right now, you've made it halfway through this video. In a world of constant distraction, that alone is a powerful step forward. But don't stop now. What you'll learn next will bring it all together. Not just how to understand mental resilience, but how to apply it to your real life. If this content has sparked something in you, leave a sign. Even a small like helps this wisdom reach others. And now let's continue, because the most important chapter is just ahead. After building true self-belief, you'll realize one thing: confidence alone isn't enough. Without direction, confidence can quickly turn into arrogance. That's when you must return to what matters most, your core values. 6. Strengthen your confidence. The right way: first, shift your focus from others to yourself. When you stop comparing, your confidence will grow naturally. Second, keep the promises you make to yourself. Each time you say, "I'll do it," but don't follow through, you quietly erode your self-trust. But each small commitment you honor becomes a brick in the foundation of your confidence. Third, embrace failure as part of the journey. No fighter remains undefeated forever. But the strongest one is the one who gets back up the fastest. The Bible says, "Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, for after passing the test, they will receive the crown of life." The real reward belongs to those who endure through hardship. True confidence doesn't come from praise or easy wins. It comes from falling and rising again. And when you no longer doubt yourself, no one else can make you stumble. But then comes the next question: what truly matters to you? Because confidence without a foundation can easily spiral into pride. is focus on your core values. Here's a simple yet powerful question. If tomorrow everything you own, your money, reputation, and status, disappeared, what would
Remain? Most people would feel lost, realizing their identity was tied to things that can be taken away. But a Stoic wouldn't flinch. Their strength isn't tied to what can be lost, but to what is untouchable, their values. Think of a lighthouse in the middle of the sea.
No matter how wild the waves, it stands strong because it's not anchored to the water, but to the rock beneath. Your core values are that rock. They're the foundation that keeps you steady in life's fiercest storms. If you live by integrity, courage, or compassion, then rejection, betrayal, or failure won't shake you. They might take your job, but not your work ethic. They might betray you, but they can't turn you into a betrayer. One of the most powerful decisions you can make is to define your non-negotiables. Some people value honesty above all. They'd rather miss an opportunity than tell a lie. Others value loyalty. They refuse to betray, no matter the reward. When your values are clear, decision-making becomes effortless. If someone asks you to go against what you believe in, your answer is already decided. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Just that you do the right thing. The rest doesn't matter." Here's the interesting part. When you live by your values, you earn respect, not just from others, but from yourself. Think of someone you truly admire. It's not because they're rich or famous, it's because they have something unshakable. Maybe it's courage, resilience, or integrity. They may have failed, but they never lost themselves. That's what makes them untouchable. The Bible says, "Whoever walks in integrity walks securely, but whoever takes crooked paths will be found out." Those who compromise for short-term gain may win briefly, but their lack of authenticity will be revealed. Those who stand by their principles build a foundation that can't be broken. Life will test you again and again. A friend might tempt you to cut corners. An opportunity may arise, but only if you betray your ethics. That's the moment that defines you. Will you remain unshakable or let the world shape you? This isn't a philosophical question, it's a personal one, right here, right now. So ask yourself, what value matters most to you? If everything external vanished tomorrow, what would remain? If you know the answer, live by it as if nothing else matters. And if you're ready to be untouchable, comment "Untouchable Core" to affirm your commitment. Because once you stand firm in your values, it's time to go even further. Not just to survive adversity, but to grow stronger because of it. That's the power of the anti-fragile mindset. Coming next. After standing firmly on your core values, something unexpected begins to happen. The worries that once shook you start to lose their grip. But to truly thrive in adversity, you need a rare mindset, the anti-fragile mindset. 8. Anti-fragile thinking. Let every hit make you stronger. Picture holding a glass in your hand. Drop it, it shatters. A metal cup might dent, but a rubber ball, it bounces back even higher. What kind of mind do you have? If it's like glass, every hit leaves a crack. If it's like metal, you endure, but the damage remains. But if your mind is like a rubber ball, you don't just survive, you rise stronger because of the impact. This is the essence of being anti-fragile. Not just resilient, but strengthened through adversity. Someone insults you. A fragile mind reacts with anger. A resilient one moves on. But an anti-fragile mind takes the insult as emotional training, a moment to practice composure and strengthen internal control. Remember, the more easily you're provoked, the more control you hand over to others. Fail at work? The average person gets discouraged. A strong person persists. But the anti-fragile thinker analyzes the failure, extracts the lesson, tweaks the approach, and returns stronger. Thomas Edison once said he didn't fail 10,000 times, he simply discovered 10,000 ways that didn't work. That's the mindset of the undefeated. Marcus Aurelius echoed the same idea. What stands in the way becomes the way. You can despair at the wall ahead, try to go around it, or use it to climb even higher. No expectations. Living untethered, living free. As you become anti-fragile, something strange happens. Expectations begin to dissolve. The things that once upset you don't touch you anymore. You stop being ruled by emotions. You stop being wounded by little things, but one silent force can still shake you. Expectation. As long as you expect the world to follow your script, you remain vulnerable. But if you expect nothing, what can disturb your peace? When you free yourself from expectations, your mind becomes lighter and more open. From that mental freedom comes a new way to see life, as a game where every challenge is a level to enjoy, not a burden to resent. 10. Turn everything into a game. Play to grow. I once went to a cafe and ordered a black coffee, no sugar. The barista handed me a milky, sweet one by mistake. I was about to ask for a replacement, but instead I paused and thought, let's see if I can drink this without making a fuss. And guess what? It made no difference to my day. Meanwhile, a friend of mine once got overcharged by a few cents at a store. He stayed upset about it all day, venting to anyone who'd listen. Now ask yourself, who had the better day? Turning life into a game doesn't mean being careless or ignoring real issues. It's simply a shift in perspective. When you're out running and feel tired, don't think, I'm exhausted, I need to stop. Try. Let's see how much farther I can go without complaining. When someone criticizes you, instead of reacting instantly, ask yourself, if this were a game, how would I win? Is winning about frustrating them with silence or turning them into an ally with calm words? When your boss hands you a tough task, don't groan. Think, if this were a difficult level, what strategy would I use to beat it? Try it today. The next time something annoys you, take a breath and ask, if this were a game, what's the best way to play it? You'll be surprised how much easier life feels. And one day, when someone tries to push your buttons, you'll just smile and think, I've played this level before. We've just explored 10 ways to become immune to life's distractions, not by running and not by resisting the world, but by mastering your mind, reframing your perspective, and owning your response. Life will always bring hard times, difficult people, unfair situations, and unexpected setbacks. But now you know the truth. The power is yours. No one can disturb your peace unless you let them. True freedom doesn't come from controlling the world. It comes from controlling yourself. When you master your mind, you master your life. When you stay calm, you become stronger than anyone. If this video helped you and you haven't hit like yet, go ahead and do it now. That way, YouTube knows this is valuable and can share it with others. Spread this message to someone you care about. You never know, it might be just what they need in a stormy moment. Leave a comment below, I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that button. There's so much more wisdom coming your way. Thank you, and see you in the next video.